Let's walk around. It is time to shine. My time to shine. Okay, what are we getting? Oh. Oh, damn. That means that this is gonna be a quickie, a quick live stream for everybody, y'all. So I hope that we all can get the most out of this time. Because I'm supposed to be live, and I'm supposed to be live right now. Let's check this out. Let's go to my streaming setup. Yes. So everybody here, thank you all for showing up. Thank you all for joining me right now. I think it's time for me to get a little chair. And I just want to know from all of you, how is it going? What up, Doom? Yes, we are getting the very first freaking chat. So that means that the chat is working. That is awesome. Maybe I gotta put the chat a little bit bigger, put it right here. Keep on typing comments, okay? We're checking out if the comments work. I'll be right back. Let me know, let me know. I think I should be looking pretty good. Do you remember me? I'm from the collab. Where is that? I'm the one that asked you for a collab. Oh yeah, for a song. But I told you gotta make more songs. You gotta make more mixtapes, man. That's the #1 criteria. DOOMBOT wants to see activity. That's super important, you know. Right now I'm working on my second mixtape in like a pretty short amount of time. So if you wanna make some music, I like working together. But it's really important that we see some activity. Well, right now, Sweat D as Web D, we are going to be talking about Fantastic Four. We're going to be talking about Fantastic Four First Steps. Okay, Fantastic Four First Steps is coming out, I think, this week. Yeah, it's coming out this week, and I just want to know, what are your theories? Are you going to watch it? Are you going to check it out? Let me know. Are you boycotting this movie? There are some people who are boycotting this movie because, gosh darn it, this movie is getting a hold of people. The biggest Doomtuber out there, Straight Out Latveria, has just been compromised because his freaking entire YouTube channel has been turned into the Fantastic Four. Like, what is even going on? It is crazy. It is crazy out there. But let's get straight down to business. Me personally, I still don't really know how to feel about this movie. I think that the trailers have been good, but they haven't really shown out too much. There is a bunch of stuff that I am hyped for. Alright, I'll stop with the music question. Well, did you hear my first one? I heard a song from you as Web D, Swept. Yeah, I've heard a song of you, but I need more songs. I need more songs. I need a whole mixtape. Let me see what you got, okay? But if you got a specific question for Fantastic Four, that would be dope. But thank you so much for tuning in and at least sending a question. The first thing I want to talk about is this, okay? The marketing push for this movie has been a lot better than it was for the previous 2 Marvel movies that came out this year. Like, I think that it was almost criminal how they did Captain America: Brave New Bird, okay? Because that movie, in my opinion, was pretty dope. It was a pretty dope movie, but sadly, it just got swept under the rug. It underperformed. Not a lot of people watched it, and me personally, I liked that movie. I thought that it had a good build-up. It had good acting. I thought that Harrison Ford was, of course, a standout. But then they got Thunderbolts. And everything that I can say about Captain America 4 with Sam Wilson in the lead role, taking over the mantle of Steve Rogers, you can say that like ×5 for Thunderbolts, because Thunderbolts was like one of the best MCU movies ever made. At least in this phase, it was great. Even though you can kind of compare it to Guardians of the Galaxy because you didn't really know who the characters were, but they were all like street level. They were all like assassins. They were, not really big characters, but still, I really liked Thunderbolts because of how personal they went with all of the characters. Yeah, how personal they went with all of the characters. And also, I just thought it was a great cast. Like, freaking Bucky Barnes, the Winter Soldier, was there. You had Red Guardian, stand out for me. Who else? Just of course, you had Yelena Belova, the new Black Widow. I thought that she was the heart of the movie. It was just, it was a great film, you know. But still, even though, because not a lot of people knew about these characters, the Thunderbolts, who were just like not a big team, and even if they were a big team, this movie version of the team was nothing like the version in the comics, because in the comics it was like Speedball. They did have Sentry at one point in time, but Sentry wasn't really joining the Thunderbolts until the last 5 minutes of the movie, and then Sentry never really joined, was more like the bad guy of the film. But the Thunderbolt team in the comics was like totally different. Well, it wasn't the same. It wasn't the same. But even though it was a great film, yeah, it underperformed. Even though the critics loved it, it bombed at the box office. So now we're thinking like, is Fantastic Four gonna bomb at the box office? I hope it doesn't, because I hope Marvel gets a win. I hope Marvel gets a win before Doomsday, because otherwise they're in deep waters. And also with the competition, because right now Superman is doing really good. We're gonna get back to that in a second. Okay, what are you saying? To be honest, I'm not sure if they're different actors, but I prefer the first Human Lantern actor. I'm not that good at recognizing actors, laughing my ass off. Well, the first guy who played Human Torch actually was Chris Evans, the guy who used to play Captain America before Sam Wilson's character took over the mantle, you know. So it used to be Chris Evans, the same guy who was Captain America. But yeah, reasons I am excited to go watch this film, because I will be watching it tomorrow. Got tickets for an early screening, and I cannot wait. The moment I watch it, I'll go back home to my secret base, and I'll make I'll make first a spoiler-free review, and then I'll do, of course, a spoiler review. But one of the reasons I'm, of course, super hyped is that this might be the first time that we get to see freaking Doctor Doom in the MCU. It should be, because if it's not, like, what's going on, man? Robert Downey Jr.'s character of Doctor Doom should be in this film, and one of the reasons also why he should be in here is because of course the Russo brothers have directed the post-credit scene. You know, the post-credit scene in this movie of Fantastic Four has been directed by not the director of the Fantastic Four, but by the guys who are going to direct Avengers Doomsday, the Russo brothers. So we should be getting our first look at Doctor Doom, and that's the one thing that I'm super hyped for. Besides Galactus and Silver Surfer, it all looks fine, you know. I'm also super excited to see Ben Grimm. Overall, yeah, okay. But I am hyped, but I'm trying to keep my expectations down. Okay. Yeah, exactly. They also joked about it in Deadpool Wolverine, and I caught it instantly. Yeah, to be honest, they should hire you as Doom's actor instead. No, I'm really happy with Robert Downey Jr. because if they would cast me, nobody would go and watch that movie. And if you cast Robert Downey Jr., you will probably make $2 billion. So I don't mind the casting of Robert Downey Jr. Well, I gotta move a little bit fast. Still got 40 minutes left on the clock. So if you know somebody who want to watch this, run it up. Let them know that DOOMBOT is streaming. Well, what do I want to talk about? Yeah. Here, you got this. Of course, I already showed this. This was the Doctor Doom birthday party invite. What's up, Tiger Fists? Doctor Doom birthday party invite from Robert Downey Jr., who was inviting everybody to his birthday party, and he, of course, was in a Doctor Doom type of flyer on this. And here they also have the prequel comics where you see one of the monsters, and this monster that you see right here is one of the creatures of the Mole Man, and the Mole Man, of course, has been confirmed to play a part in this movie, which I am really hyped for because I think that the Mole Man is a really funny character, and I think it's pretty dope that we are getting the Mole Man in live action. You know, I think that's pretty freaking awesome. But I already was talking about that we're gonna see Robert Downey Jr. as Doctor Doom. That's pretty sick. You know, I am hyped to see him in Fantastic Four First Steps. That's like my number one thing that I'm looking forward to in Fantastic Four First Steps is that we're gonna get Robert Downey Jr. Okay. One of the things that I think that Marvel has done better in this rollout of this MCU movie is actually that they have been already releasing the toys for the characters of the Fantastic Four before the movie comes out. Thunderbolts still only allows you to pre-order the characters from the movie. Like I'm not gonna pre-order them now because it's a little bit too late, you know. I wanted to have the Sentry and Red Guardian, John Walker and Yelena Belova action figures before the movie came out, you know, because then in the week of the movie, then you can do like a big unboxing like I am doing right now on my channel. I got a bunch of unboxing videos coming almost every day. Got an unboxing of another character, and then eventually I'll release them all in like one bigger video, and I'll live stream that as well. But I think that one thing that they did really good was they already released all of the action figures. They're now everywhere. You can get them. I see a bunch of people making videos about them, and let me tell you, I think that the quality of these action figures is pretty good. You know, they're pinless, good articulation. My favorite one, of course, has to be Susan Storm. But after that, what is a better action figure than a big buff rock monster? Bang Grimm is just so good. Mole Man looked hype. I agree, 100% Mole Man is freaking hyped, you know. But I love the Bang Grimm action figure. I've been playing around with that thing so much. You get it? With that thing. Okay, let's get here. Here's your boy Bang Grimm. I freaking love this action figure. It just looks so good. You know, the only thing is, I think he should have come with an extra head, but he's a little bit of a thicker boy, so I get that they didn't do it. But I would have preferred if Bang Grimm would have been with an extra head sculpt. That would have been awesome. But that's the thing that they've been doing good, and also the marketing rollout. They've all of these brand deals with like Pop-Tarts, from freaking drinks to whatever. There's Fantastic Four is inescapable, and that's also how it should be. Let me know in the chat if my audio is good, and yeah, let me know if the audio is good. I think it's good. I think it's great. Okay, so of course, in the trailer, Reed Richards is saying to the people of his Earth that he tried to do some space exploration, and space answered. And the way it answered, of course, is with Galactus. And oof, Galactus in this movie. That's also another thing that I'm really hyped for. Like, most of the things I'm super excited for this movie. But the number one thing I'm excited for is that we are getting a full-sized comic accurate Galactus. Like, what? That is sick. He is a big, big boy. I don't know if you guys have seen the Hot Toys pictures of Galactus, but they look freaking awesome. Thank you, Tigerfish, for letting me know that the audio is good. That makes me happy. Galactus in this film, I am super excited to see Galactus because he's comic accurate. He looks alien AF. He looks freaking scary. He's walking around in the trailers like freaking Godzilla. We still haven't seen a complete picture of how big he is, but of course in the comics Galactus can change his size. But I want him to be a kaiju looking MFer, you know. I want Galactus to walk around like, whoa. When he walks around, you feel it. Like the T-Rex scene in Jurassic Park when the water is moving around in the glass. That's how scary I want Galactus to be. Like, I'm so hyped to see a full MCU comic accurate Galactus devouring this planet. Because, number one, this is my first prediction, Galactus is gonna eat Earth at the end of this movie. Like, this is how it should end, because this movie should highlight the failure of Reed Richards, because he's the one who reached out to Galactus, and when Galactus comes to Earth, he eats it. But why is Galactus specifically coming to Earth? Well, we all know, at least in the trailers, and from a bunch of reveals, it's revealed that Susan Storm is pregnant in this movie, and she even gives birth to a baby, a little baby, and that baby is Franklin Richards. Not Valeria Richards, but Franklin Richards. And in the comics, specifically the Secret Wars comics, Franklin Richards is one of the most powerful beings in existence. So powerful that Franklin Richards can create universes. That's how strong he is. And this might seem like an unnatural and like a threat to Galactus himself, who of course wants to devour universes, devour planets, who wants to take their son. I think that that's what the plot's gonna be, is that Galactus, because Reed Richards is trying to stretch the bounds of space, gets to know of the planet Earth, and then finds the energy signature of Franklin Richards, and he goes there to take Franklin Richards away from the parents. So That is going to be the conflict between Galactus and the Fantastic Four. Then, of course, we get Shalabal. Shalabal is the herald of Galactus in this movie. And I don't know, maybe me personally, I haven't seen people be really angry about this myself, but maybe I'm just not on the internet enough. But I've heard that there are people who are angry about it. Me personally, I get it. This is a different universe. And in the previous universe, they had Norrin Rad as the Silver Surfer. And if they do it differently in this movie, then of course they could use the female version. Because Norrin Rad and Shalabal, they were like in love. And in exchange for saving, letting the planet alone, Shalabal or Norrin Rad, depending on what story, changed into the Herald of Galactus. So that is what is going on there. Like, it's not confusing to me, because we already saw a different version of Johnny Storm, that it's MCU canon, with Chris Evans, who was playing the character. And now, we get the same. We get the same, but now we get it with Shalabal, and it makes sense that they would change it, because if they would make it the same, then it would be really, really confusing. I think that Shalabal, of course, is gonna turn on Galactus. That's almost in every comic book story. That's how it goes, that Shalabal goes back in time. Okay. Shalabal always stands up to Galactus. Okay. So, now, there has been a lot of speculation on the Thing beard, and usually in the comics, the Thing, Ben Grimm, only gets a rock beard when he's like 1,000 years old, you know. But I think that in this version, Ben Grimm just gets a beard if he doesn't shave, because there have been like footage of him shaving the beard with like a jackhammer or whatever, like a machine that he can like scrub the hairs off, because he gets rock hairs. But what does that mean? That doesn't mean that he also shaves the top of his head to go bald. Well, I think the reason that he gets a beard is not because of time travel. I think the reason he has a beard is because, reportedly, or I've heard rumors of this, a big part of this movie is gonna be that the Fantastic Four actually breaks up, and then for a long time, the Fantastic Four is not together, and it's like, oh, I don't like doing any more Reed Richards, because of course Ben Grimm doesn't like Reed Richards, because Ben Grimm got turned into an ugly rock monster by this freaking nerd named Reed Richards, you know. So I understand that, you know, that is not weird to me at all. So yeah, I think that's the reason he has a beard. It's just because he hasn't shaved for a couple months, and then he gets this rock beard, at least this version of Ben Grimm. That's how it goes for him. That's what I think. Okay, let's go back. Let me know in the chat, do you think that Robert Downey Jr. is going to appear in this movie as Doctor Doom? I think 100%. It's the last movie. The last movie before Doomsday. They gotta put Doctor Doom in. If they don't, this movie's gonna suffer at the box office. I think when people hear that Robert Downey Jr.'s Doctor Doom is gonna be showing up in this movie as Doctor Doom, that's gonna contribute a lot to the box office. So I think that 100% he is going to be in there. So let me know, chat. I think 100% we're going to get Robert Downey Jr. I think it's just going to be in a post-credits scene. He might also be after Franklin Richards, because also Galactus is going after Franklin Richards. But that's what I think personally. Oh, damn, we are almost at 1K subs. We're now at 930, so that's pretty awesome. We only got like a month left, but I think that we can get it. So if you got anybody who's down with MCU stuff, with superhero stuff, talking about movies, action figures, and all that kind of stuff, send them over to this channel. Subscribe for a bunch of good Doom Tent. Well, we're going through this so fast. That's why I gotta like hook up my PlayStation 3 and my GameCube, because I want to do some retro gaming stuff. Because then I can like do a Let's Play, and then I can live stream for a little bit longer. But for now, I'm just freestyling a little bit, because I still wanted to talk about Fantastic Four before the movie came out, and I think it's nice to do it in this way. But let's talk about it. Do y'all think that Fantastic Four is going to beat out Superman? And me personally, I don't think so. I think that Superman is going to win this year. I think that Superman right now is targeting a box office of around 700 million. And I don't think that Fantastic Four is gonna get it because the Marvel universe this year hasn't been tracking too well. The Marvel universe this year, hasn't been doing too good, and that was of course because bad reviews that the MCU got for Captain America 3, and also another reason is because the Thunderbolts also underperformed, even though it was a great movie. Even though it had quality, and still underperformed. Guardians of the Galaxy, nobody knew who Guardians of the Galaxy was, but because there was a steady uprise in the quality of the movies, people had faith in Marvel, and they don't have it right now. I hope that Fantastic Four can restore it, even though I'm not a big fan of the characters inside of the Fantastic Four, specifically Reed Richards. The rest, Susan Storm is great. I love Ben Grimm. I think that he's a great character, a really sad character, and a dumbass. If you ask me, if you still hang around with a dude who turned you into an ugly rock monster. And Johnny Storm is just, there. But the trailers so far, they have been good, but they haven't been great. There hasn't been a moment that really my jaw dropped, except for one time I saw the back of Galactus' head, because I'm just really hyped to see a comic book accurate Galactus. And I think that Superman, even though the trailers for Superman also weren't the greatest, for me personally, I was 100% sold. I'm also sold on this movie, don't get me wrong, but I don't think that this film can generate the same hype as Superman. I think that Superman had a lot more stuff going for it, particularly like Crypto. Crypto the Super Dog brought a lot of new people to the cinema because, I think like a cute dog with a red cape, people are gonna like that. And also the fact there was a new universe with James Gunn bringing something new to the table instead of the MCU, which has been going on since 2008 from the Incredible Hulk, the entire Infinity Saga, where Iron Man became the main character. How the F did Iron Man become the main character of the MCU? That is just crazy. Turning Robert Downey Jr. into a billion-dollar star who now is coming back just to save the universe, because that's how bad it is going with the MCU, that they're falling back on their biggest star. So also there have been a bunch of things that are concerning to me about this Fantastic Four movie. First of all, they cut out John Malkovich's character as Red Ghost. That's really, really a lot of disrespect towards John Malkovich, a Hollywood legend who has been in the game so long. You just cut him out, even though you put him in the first trailers. That means that there have been reshoots, there have been stuff that they changed. So that word of mouth is not great, and they also had the same word of mouth about reshoots before Captain America 4 came out, so that's not going for it also. Secondly, we know that Galactus is the bad guy, but we haven't seen Galactus in action at all in any of the trailers. Maybe that's better, that they're saving it, but what is the real selling point? That the Fantastic Four is there? In Superman, there was more of a selling point, in my opinion, with Crypto, with Lex Luthor. You saw Ultraman in action, you saw more fight scenes. In these Fantastic Four trailers, I still haven't seen any of the Fantastic Four members really throw a punch towards anything. What is this movie really about? It's kind of confusing. They say it's all about family. Yeah, I don't know. What am I watching, a Fast and Furious trailer? But I think that's it. I think I've covered everything. I want to thank everybody for joining me on this live stream. The fact that Doombot, did you saw Reed taking over Lord? Oh yeah, the fact that Doombot, that's horrible. It is horrible that has happened. I don't know how Straight Out of Latveria has let that slip so badly. I don't know what he is planning. I hope that there's going to be a special Fantastic Four broadcast or something that is going to explain what is going on. But if there's not, that's just a big letdown for me personally. I think that's really... I've had communications with Straight Out Latveria. He has sent the vocals for the latest Doom project. I'm dropping Fantastic Four disc tape this week. That's something I have to plug, so subscribe. Let other people know that Doombot is dropping some bangers. Doombot is dropping some bangers this week. And Straight Out Latveria just sent the intro and the outro for that record. So I hope that will be enough to kick Reed Richards' lanky ass out of Latveria for once and for all. But yeah, I'm really saddened about that. For now, I want to thank everybody for watching the stream. Tomorrow I'm going to be making my spoiler free, and then after that, spoiler review of Fantastic Four First Steps. And afterwards I will be maybe I'll be going online, I don't know yet. It's all a little bit up in the air, but for sure you are going to be getting 2 videos, spoilers and spoiler free, for Fantastic Four First Steps. I hope that this movie is good. I hope that this movie makes a lot of money, because that will build hype towards Avengers Doomsday, and that's the number one thing that we want to get. We want to have Doctor Doom's Marvel movie become the biggest movie in history, because we want Doctor Doom's name to be etched above that of Avatar. We want it to be etched on the top of that grossing list. We want Robert Downey Jr.'s performance as Doctor Doom to stand next to actors like Heath Ledger, and also of course Joaquin Phoenix. So that is what we want. We want to have Doom take over Hollywood and once and for all become, in everybody's mind, the greatest character in comic book and fictional history. That's it for me. Doombot out, and have yourself a happy Doomsday.